Hello and welcome to Curse of the Azure Bonds part 13 and 14. I will add 14 to this part because 14 turned out to be a lot shorter than anticipated after editing. So there's no point in having the two videos being separate. When they combine will be about 16-17 minutes. I took a wrong turn and I walked back to where we started. And for some bizarre reason, the AI managed to lock the doors behind us. So, intriguing. Attacked by Shaman Mounds. So, what we're trying to do now is to get the heck out of this temple, because of course we defeated Mogian and prevented Moander from reappearing on our plane. So, there will be a few attempts to stop the party. And there are a few semi-set encounters and some random encounters, but by and large I think we are getting through fairly smoothly. Just these shambling mounts are so painful to fight. Especially when you don't know how to operate the wand correctly. That is not helping the situation any. So. I don't personally mind that the two NPCs we carry around are just using ranged attacks, but you would assume that someone like Alias would be a bit more active in melee combat. So, not to be. That's one fight down. Attacked by veggie pygmies. Hooray! More. I forgot I was in search mode. Normally when you move on square it will take 1 minute of game time. But if you move in search mode, you will spend 10 minutes looking for secret doors, traps, etc., etc., etc. But it also increases the chance of random encounters quite dramatically. I know that some game guides and things like that for these kind of games will encourage you to always run around with search mode on, but unless you like random encounters, I cannot recommend it. So. Thankfully, these critters are no threat. Attacked by Shaman Mons. More of them. Wait. Hooray. This actually dawned on me that I'm in search mode. I'm not entirely sure. I edited these videos quite a while ago and just never got around to actually get them done. And that is why I'm working on getting them done now. Without rushing it. Well, I can rush uploading them, but I don't necessarily want to rush commentary. So, just use any available melee power and wands and magic missiles and whatever else we got available to save these guys down. I have never been very good with random encounters, and that is why I didn't like the earlier Final Fantasy games. I haven't played any of them since the first one. First two ones, I think. Because of all the random encounters. Another door to get through. Giant slugs are crossing your path. What do you do? Wait. Try to. Didn't work. Ah, well. Of course, it's very, very important to remember that Dragonbaited and Elias are inseparable. Oops. The good thing about this is, even though we have Erase a Death as a spell, Dragonbaited is a monster. Technically, he's a monster. So Erase a Death can only raise humanoids. Oh, more random encounters. Great. You would need Resurrection in order to get him back up, and I don't have access to Resurrection. So, sorry, Elias, your mate is friend or whatever he is taking an extended nap. Yeah, I think that's a good term for it. I was considering reloading, but at the same time, at this point, after having done the Morgan fight, I was getting a bit frustrated, and I just want to get it done. So he will remain dead with the reminder of his stay. Giant slugs are crossing your path. What do? Try to evade, and you succeeded. If only we'd done that before, huh? You're attacked by a large force of cultists in the last-ditch effort to stop you. Well, I'm not going to start doing combat shouts. I'm recording these videos, or the voiceover for these videos at 2 o'clock in the morning, because my bird unfortunately decides to always make noise. So it has to be completely dark before I actually can get enough quiet to do these recordings, and that's probably why I speak a bit lower than I normally would, because I don't necessarily want to sit here and shout and wake the neighbors and all sorts. So yeah. This, of course, is a set-piece encounter. It is an encounter that you cannot avoid. So it's only doubled in speed. I was considering showing some flexibility, but I mean, if you put down a rule set, you should abide by it. So double speed might be a bit boring, but it's always an option to skip in videos. That's cool. I quite enjoy that spell. Take these guys down. I think I could throw at them. Tried to charm, but not likely. It would have been nice having, I don't know whether they are immune to charm, they probably are. Because they are essentially walking trash heaps. Or should I say, walking swamp men. Swamp Thing is probably very similar to what a Shambling Mount is. So I don't know whether it is even possible to charm them, but it would have been nice getting one of them on our side and have the other start pounding that one into the ground instead of trying to do that to my party. I'm not entirely sure why my hesitation here. I must have been either interrupted during the recording, or I was thinking very long and hard about what to do. So, see, I know it's got range, but it didn't occur to me that it would actually damage anything it passed through. I will live and learn. Getting there, one enemy at a time. That is what the instruction manuals in these games will always advise, is that you take one target down at a time, because an enemy, whether they have 1 hit point or 100, they will do the same amount of damage. So focus firing is usually beneficial, but of course you have to deal with casters. You have to make sure they take damage so they can't cast spells. And I know I was complaining in last episode about the Elias just hanging back and using her bow, but she must have run out of arrows. Fair shot. Probably could transfer someone to her, but you know what? She can be in melee. Take some damage. Just check if there's anything out of the ordinary. It does not appear to be. They're usually at the bottom, but it's not guaranteed. And here I decided to try and rest. And of course I was interrupted. That's one of the downsides to a lot of these story-filled areas, is that trying to rest is virtually impossible. Not virtually impossible. It's quite possible, but it may take 3, 4, 5 attempts to get it done, and it gets a bit boring after a while. So these are just walkovers compared to the mounds. So a mere formality. We must leave you now. Alas, thanks for your help. So wishes you luck and leaves. I should depart. A huge force of Central Keep troops invades the city from the north. Invades the city even. At the edge of Ulash, will you enter or continue your journey? We have to move on. And on that note, I'm going to end this part here, but as I was saying, I'm going to carry on straight into part 14. So be right back. So we are going to carry on with part 14. As I said, it's going to be very short. So let's move onwards to Teshway first. Confronted by patrol from Central Keep, noticing the sigil on your arms as you pass. At the edge of Teshway, will you enter? Of course we'll enter, because we got some items to identify, and we probably have some levels to gain. So again, store stuff is sped up. So Dart of the Hornet's Nests. Those are quite cool. They're not as cool as they are in Death Knights of Quinn, and that is because of a technical difference. A minor technical difference. The Dart of the Hornet's Nest is called such because it's basically, I think it can attack up to 10 times, 12 times. It's a roll of the die how many times it actually does attack. But when it's sped up in Death Knights of Quinn, where you find one of them, it sounds very, very cool. But this game, even on the fastest setting, doesn't replay or play back this sounds as quickly, so it doesn't sound as cool. So definitely looking for a training hall here. So going to Wunar. And again, because of our sigils, we are allowed to pass. So there's a hall. Level 9 Ranger. Lovely. Level 10 Mage. I'm fairly sure that's a level cap for mages in this game. Yeah. Clerics and mages can reach level 10. Thieves, I think, can reach level 15 or so. 13, 15. Can't remember. And the 2 frontliners, they are also very close to that cap. That's the maximum level you can gain. You can transfer some experience to the next chapter, which we will end up doing towards the end. But can't actually level any further here, so go to the end, rememorize some spells, and rest. Of course, rangers get access to both druid and mage spells, but not very high level. So, on mages though, they get a bit more oomph. Start using some defensive spells, because Stinging Cloud is only so valuable, and Ray of Enfeeblement seems to always fail. So, yeah. Hold monsters. It's like a whole person, but it affects more types of enemies, which is always beneficial. So, it's actually a shame because you get access to so many different spells, and often you just end up taking the damage spells and be done with it. So, indeed. I could have edited this out as well, but then the video would have been 2 minutes long. So, had to pad it a bit, so to speak. Um, why am I hesitating? Don't know. So we are going to be heading towards the second last major story area in Curse of the Azure Bonds. So we head to Yulash and bump into another patrol. Then we're journeying on to Central Keep. And on that note, I'm going to say thanks for watching, take care, and see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.